Jumbo, fellow dreamers. In today's video, I am doing a video request from Ashley Chandler, who asked me to talk about budgeting, and I am happy to do so. I'm Anne, and this is Annie's Simple Life. So let's talk budgeting. My husband and I have been married for 9-ish years now, not quite 9 years. And within our marriage, we've had our share of debts, as every marriage does. To present day, right now, our only debt is our mortgage. That's it. We've paid off college loans, we've paid off cars, all that kind of stuff. So how did we do that? Really, I don't like bills that have principal and interest. I don't like interest. I am uninterested in interest. And the reason for that, it feels like it's just money that's just being thrown down the drain. If you have interest on something, it's not going towards anything. Like, it's just you're paying somebody else to use their money. That's really all it is. So what I did to pay off college loans and things like that is that I would each month with each bill, I would tack on a little bit extra on the principal. And I do that now with our mortgage. I pay an additional $25 per month on our mortgage bill payment to just kind of tack down that principal. And I think if we're on the right track, if I do nothing else different, if I just keep paying an extra $25 a month on our principal, it's going to cut our mortgage payment by 5 years, which is crazy. If we win the lottery, heck, it's all going to that principal. Sayonara Stanley, we are gonna have our house outright. But until we do that, we're just gonna have to stick with paying an additional $25 a month and got 5 years off of that mortgage payment. Now, of course, that can change. Everything's kind of flexible, go as the wind blows. So if you have those debts, credit card debt, anything like that, just keep paying on that principal. With my college loans, what I was able to do is I was able to consolidate them all into one payment, and that was easier for me to keep track of, which was nice. You don't have to do that. If you have that option, take a look at it. You might have a better interest rate if you do. That's what happened with me. We have refinanced our mortgage in the past, and that brought down our interest rate as well. So as low as you can get that interest rate, the better, and just keep paying on that principal. So to keep track of your monthly spending, this is the best thing that I can suggest to you, and it's to write every single penny that you spend down. We do this in Excel. Kind of easy to do. We have 4 columns just in a generic Excel spreadsheet, and what it is we have 1 column for the date, easy, 1 column for the amount spent on a particular bill, 1 column for the category that that bill fits into, and we have categories like grocery, mortgage, I don't know, gas bill, electric bill, cell phones, you know what I mean? And then 1 category for just miscellaneous information about that bill. So as an example, one of the lines in there would look like January 1st, 2015, $100, grocery, Trader Joe's. So at the end of the month, you can then sort your categories to kind of group them all together, and you can see how much you spent in each category in that month. Multiply that grand total of each category by 12, and that will give you kind of an idea of your yearly budget. Take all of those amounts and put them into a separate tab in your Excel spreadsheet so you can see in a year's amount of time I'm going to spend this amount on my mortgage, this amount on my groceries, this amount on my electric, on my gas, on my cell phones, on my car, on my whatever you have, and that you can kind of see as a big picture how much you're going to be spending in each category and see if there's somewhere you can chip away at those. So as just a little easy example, let's say in a month's amount of time, you're spending $400 on grocery. So you'd multiply 400 times 12. In a year's amount of time, you would probably be spending $4,800 on your grocery bill. So when we were looking at that big overview, we were able to see that we were spending a large amount of money, as an example, on pest control. Did we feel that that large amount of money was necessary to be spent on pest control? No. So the next day I called and said, I'm canceling your service. I am so sorry. It does not work into my budget. And they said, fine. And there we go. Clean. That money can be now put somewhere else. Savings on the principal, like I said before, for the mortgage, anything like that. So you have that money to now kind of play around with a little bit. So take a look at that big overview, see if there's any place that you can shave off, if there's any utilities that you don't need. We cut our cable, we do just fine. We don't have a house phone anymore, we do just fine. We don't have a newspaper, we do just fine. So just see if there's little things that you can kind of check off of your budget and use that money to pay down your debts, to use towards a vacation, do something else with it. And that's just probably the easiest way to manage your budget. And by doing this Excel spreadsheet, for me, I feel better about this than doing the cash system in the envelopes. I don't like it. I know, Dave Ramsey fans, I'm sorry. I don't know. I like using my credit card rather than cash because I get points and miles for that. Some of my utilities I pay with a credit card and I get points and miles for those things too. It's just a better system for me, and I only use my credit card as cash, like as a debit card. Even though it's not a debit card, it's a credit card. I have that mentality that it is a debit card, and so I will never buy anything that I can't just pay for with cash, if that makes sense. Because it's that whole interest thing again. I don't want anything that would have interest on it. I don't want to buy on time if I'm gonna have to pay interest. That's just not in my budget. So I hope that gives you a few ideas on how you can keep track of your budget. If you have any additional questions for me, leave them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you haven't already and you'd like to, hit that button down below, subscribe so you never miss a Daily Dreamland video. Kiss someone you love today, and I will see you all tomorrow. Ciao!